We're in Forochel for this completionist run, and I'm at Pintipeldo. I'm just coming back to hand in a couple of things, and now I'm in an instance. Now, we passed by this place on the road earlier, but it's about the brothers of this guy's girlfriend objecting to his presence. And I don't think the mammoth has always been in this instance. I can remember having to fight the brothers a second time, but I don't remember the mammoth. But the girlfriend has ideas of her own, but they are going to get married. So we've got a couple of quests to do with inviting people to and setting up the wedding. Going to have to get some flowers from the thickly infested Kalpakita den, but this is not it. This is something different. This is Pinti something else, not Pintipeldo. And I've never done this before. I was checking to make sure my appreciation of all the quests in Forochel was good enough for completionist run. And I saw that there are 2 quests in here that I've never done. So still a lot of white tigers to get through. But there we go. And there's a treasure cache here, but not high enough level to use it. But I've got to get... oh, that one chased me. I've got to get more of those tigers because now I've got 3 different quests that are satisfied by them, and the other one is digging up this ore. And I never noticed these non-standard ore nodes before. Yeah, take that tiger out, but dodge the grim. And some of them are out in the middle of the wilds. Don't need moose at the moment. Oh, there's one that's well hidden. Right, that's 8 ore nodes. And if I go up this way, there's going to be respawns of these same guys that will help me do those 3 quests. So I'm going for all of them. Some still have a long way to go. But this will save another trip to the valley further on that's got the flowers in it. I was 1 short, so I went back to have a look for a respawn. Since I've got to hand one in right there. There we go. I got that last one. And that's a repeatable. They both are. That's what the hourglass symbols mean, but I won't be doing them again. And I've mithrilled back to hand in something else. Still got to talk to Heike, wherever that is. Oh, this is about the wedding. There we are, near the back entrance. Well, that's whittled my list down to 2. And I'm using the reputation items. The Lossoth are unusual. you start off with a negative reputation with them, and you've got to do quests and use those items just to get to neutral standing with them. And then you start going higher up as required. But I do need to do it because I won't be able to get the Hunter's Guide. This is the place I was talking about, snowdrops. But at this point, I don't need any more white tigers and except the boss. Yeah, I was going to say, you need to build up your reputation to be able to get the guide to Forochel, be able to easily teleport. Right, now I'm just taking out the ones that are in the way of the boss. And that's 10 flowers. And I pick out the boss and managed to take it out before it closed on me. Right, now obviously I don't want these weapons because I've got legendary items. But this campsite fire is the other handy teleport in Forochel. Now, there's a parent quest over the top of 3 of them in here. But now this is the wedding again. I mithrilled straight out to her, but I decided to ride back rather than use 2 mithrills just for that. And the next town after Pincipeldo is begins with Z. I nearly said Jaggersland, but that's in Moria. Now that wine is supposed to reduce the cold effects. I'm getting all the side quests here. I'm not sure what cold effects that wine reduces. I don't think it lets you actually swim in the frozen water. Now, there's lots to get in this, is it Zigilgund area? The bears yield the marbles, but so do the Pyko, the Yeti type creatures inside the cave. So I probably could have done without the bears, but I've got lots of elk to get. And I've got a quest to take out a certain number of these things. This is one of those places where you have to come back a second time for the boss. Right, there's 2 of them at once. And again, so I use my split shot and low cut. Come on. Now, one of the downsides of staying on the same level, which I was on level 47 for a long time, just to make things just the tiniest bit challenging. The problem is that I'm not gaining traits. I really want my character to have rain of arrows as well as split shot. That's a red skill, so I need plenty of those trait points. Right, time to report in with the ones that are complete. Right, now there's quests way up in the volcanic baths. I'm not sure what you'd call them, which is the direction I'm heading now. And there's some in the dwarven mine opposite. But as for turning right, coming out of the door and going south, I'm leaving that for last because that leads you on to more another quest giver. So I'm whittling down the list. Now what you have to do here is find the 3 elite worms, that are the great winter worms, and they're in 3 different pools in this complex. It doesn't pinpoint exactly where they are for you, but there's one. Right. And there's the last one. Now I'm thrilled back to avoid fighting my way through them again. And that got me reputation with Thorin's Hall rather than the Lossoth, because you can see this is a dwarven place. Now I'm always going to have to take out Gorodan when I see them, because there are 3 quests where the objective could be either on any Gorodan or any thief or any hunter. Now here I'm in here again, and it's respawned to get the boss, as I said, the matron. This time I've got to bear right. Just clear the way. And I finished the marbles quest. But there's the great snow matron. A little while to whittle down. And then I just run out. Now I still got a few more elk to get. I'm taking out whatever Gorodan I see. And what happened here is one particular Gorodan triggered 2 of the quests. At this speed I might miss it when it happens, but for ages and ages you get no yield on those quests, and then suddenly it did 2 at once. Though I'm pretty sure that one of them you have to fight Gorodan over on the western side of the lake. Right, there's the hind. Now, those dwarf picks, as soon as you stand near them, very close to them, the dwarf spawns, which is a bit better than having them spawn when you're in the middle of picking the thing up. So you just wait for them to spawn, take them out, and then get the pick. Oh, I found first sheet. Now that I may have been wrong. Getting that sheet from a bear and not from a Gorodan, which I didn't know was possible. It may be that I thought the same Gorodan had done 2 of them. Right, no need to go into the mine yet. That'll come later. Our hand spawns. Apparently not that one though. 3 more hind needed. Take the looter. Two more. Yeah, at some point after taking out a Gorodan, I noticed that 2 of the quests had disappeared from my list. That was the last elk. So I thought he had done them both. Wasn't looking for it. Killing bears. Right. Back to the mine. Now, I'm not absolutely sure what triggers the finding of the plans in here. I thought it might be just the captains, but the first one didn't yield. I have done this quest before. It could be that any dwarf has them, but it's just that the yield rate is very low. The foreman's quarters, you can't get in there. That's a fellowship quest. But I was able, by doing that jump down, I was able to get to another captain quicker. And it did turn out to be on the second one. But that could have been a coincidence. It always seems to take a long time, but so it may be one of those that you have to take out a certain number of dour hands, but it doesn't actually tell you that. But there we go, found the bent key on the second captain I took out. So, hand in. Now I've got a vector quest to Surikila, and I may do that just to get the guide for the hunter. So finally I'm turning right on the road, heading down south. Still want the Gorodan. I knew with that mistake I made about these, I did know that the other Gorodan had not triggered a message. But I need bears, but not yet. Don't have the quest for bears yet. I decided to go back and hand in this before going on to the other quest giver. In case he had another useful quest for the same zone. And I think he does. But now it says talk to Mika, so I set that as the current quest to find him more easily. Just one Gorodan in the way. Now he wants me to take out bears. As well as go take out a Gorodan mage. Seems to be trying to raise an undead mammoth. Of course, the Nazgul tried to raise an undead dragon, but we buggered that up. So the Nazgul failed to achieve what the Night King achieved in Game of Thrones. But now I actually need these bears, so it's good that they're all hanging around that corpse. Another one. 20 of them. I handed in the sorcerer, and now I've got a quest that I think is partly for another sorcerer, which has a Gorodan chief guarding him. Up the hill here. There they are. So I did a split shot on them both. Yeah. I'm using the healing arrow, of course, but I did go down to almost half health on those two elites. Gorodan and bears, taking them out. Right. 14. And these have respawned. It's the most convenient location. One more. Right. I pull that. And now it looks as though those Gorodan quests are the only ones I've got left. I was now talking about the second sheet. The first sheet came from the bear. The second sheet apparently is in a specific location. And looking at it on the map, I didn't realise it was this cave. So it's just a question of how many of these I have to take out before... There we go. Bergith's second sheet. But the third sheet is another broad area. I think at this stage it does become a Gorodan only quest. Right, third sheet, and I was right. That Gorodan just then triggered the third sheet and one of the others. The sword? No, not the sword. Yeah, I don't remember what the other objective was. So now I've just got. Oh, that's right. This is a new quest that just popped up from after the stuff I've handed in. Looking for a boss saber-tooth on an island in the frozen river. Luckily, you're allowed to cross this river without freezing to death. Same with any narrow streams. It's only the big lake that you can't swim in. And of course, this gives a new quest giver again. You've got to escort him out. But I should have taken out the boss first. It would have been a bit more efficient, because once I've escorted him out, I'll have to come back through the island. But once you've talked to him, he starts moving, so you've got no choice. The ones marked ruthless have been spawned extra, so you can't just clear the path and then talk to him. And he does insist on going for everyone in the eastern part of the island, and even aggroing some other stuff. Yeah. And we've got 3 things to deal with. My principal attack is barrage, but every third time it goes on a long cooldown. Here we are, back to there. Now I can find the boss. So I have to bring in things like, sometimes I substitute the healing attack, sometimes split shot even though it's one enemy, sometimes the bard's arrow that scares them, but that's got a long introduction on it. Okay, I've put the vector quest back on. So I'm now riding to Forochel, the capital of Forochel, where the Lossoth chief resides, but you can't talk to him until you're on the epic quest. And what I'm doing right now is just looking for the quest giver that will give me the teleport. The name is Rusu. I decided to take that Eregian vector because I'll be going there before too long. And I was looking only at the ones with rings over their heads. So I missed her. Went back out, started searching again. But it turns out she doesn't have a quest to give. She simply sells the guide. But she doesn't have a green label over her head either. She's got the star symbol over her head. Be a reputation shopkeeper. I'm double checking these people in case I got the name wrong. Seeing what they had to offer, but not taking any of it yet. This is not the right point in sort of level order for me to do Forochel quests. I just want to be able to come back here quickly. And I finally found it. Okay. Putting reputation up. 4 or 5 different kinds of items. Okay. I now have, you can see it on the second row up of my toolbar, the white one. So now it was safe for me to go back to Angmar. Not safe, I mean convenient. Because I mithrilled to the next point on the epic quest. Just all you have to do in the epic quest here in Gabel Shatha is check in. And then it sends you straight on to Gathforthnia. But now I'm acquiring the side quests in Gabel Shatha, which are a bit lower level than Forochel. But I decided I would ride up to Gathforthnia and do the same thing I did at Forochel. Just get the teleport, get the guide skill, and nothing else. But when I saw that that there were simple little epic tasks to do, and they were blue, and the lowest level quest on my list, I decided I would do them until they caught up. So I just mithrilled over to this guy who was right out in the wilderness, and that Moravale always spawns. And there's another quest that just said go and talk to that guy. So I've used up a bit of mithril, but it'll pay me off in convenience of get it moving around quite a lot. And now I'm going to go back to Gabel Shatha, and that will be it for the day.